Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on today's webinar. So I'm Christian. I work for Elite International, a digital transformation agency from Malmo, Sweden. I'm joined today with Ulrich, our CEO, who you'll meet a bit later. Today we'll be talking about the importance and the value of customer self-service, especially in today's digital age and in the context of industries such as insurance, banking, and finance, which are traditionally seen as slower to adopt innovation and change. But fortunately, today's technological advancements allow for companies even from these industries and any other industry, to be honest, to quickly and easily create exceptional digital experiences for their customers in a way that doesn't take years to develop or tons of technical resources to build solutions from scratch. Today's agenda, I'll give a really quick intro of Liferay, which is our today's host. Thank you so much for hosting these guys from Liferay. Then I'll move to a bit about customer self-service and how it affects the entire customer experience, where we can see it around us in today's world. Moving on to the main part of the webinar, which will be how can insurance, banking, and finance companies use digital self-service to serve even more customers for a fraction of the cost they do now. I'll top that with a couple of success stories about clients of Liferay and Elite, and then I'll give over the stage to Ulrich, who will be talking a bit more about a little bit about Elite International and how we help companies adopt digital transformation in a fairly painless way. And finally, hopefully, if we get questions from you guys, we'll try to answer as many as we can. The ones we get left with, we'll try to answer via email after the webinar. So you can use on your right side, you can find a chat box where you can use it to introduce yourself, maybe make some friends from this webinar. Also use the questions box to ask any questions you want regarding the content of today's session or anything related to the topic. Okay, I think we have enough people online for now to start. Also, the webinar will be recorded, so if you want to share it with your colleagues afterwards, you'll be able to get the recording via link on email, rewatch it at a better time for you, etc. So who are Liferay, our hosts today? Liferay is a company that creates a digital experience platform solution. They have been founded in 2004 with a headquarters in California, USA. And today, in just 16 years, they are truly a global company with 24 offices across the world, almost 2,000 clients, which we'll see some of their interesting logos next up. And they also have a big network of partners, over 150 of those, around 40 countries. Elite International is honored to be one of those chosen partners of Liferay. As I said, among those 2,000 companies that are using Liferay's digital experience platform, we can see some really interesting logos. Some you might recognize from your industry, such as Britam Insurance, Societe Generale, US Bank, Federal Bank, Allianz, who I'll be talking about later. They have a really cool success story with Liferay, and many other famous companies have decided to place their trust in Liferay. And that's not for nothing. It is because Liferay has been investing a lot in innovation and creating the best possible solution, especially for companies in the B2B area. And this has been recognized by Gartner for 11 times in a row in their Mage Quadrant for digital experience platforms. We can see Liferay here rubbing shoulders with some of the big guys like Sitecore and Adobe in the leaders box. Digital customer self-service and how it affects the customer experience. By now, self-service is really already all around us. We're all accustomed to using self-service in our daily lives, whether that's buying tickets for the train from a digital screen on the station, or even from our homes and then going to the station directly, buying fast food meals at McDonald's through digital screens, doing self-service check-ins for our bags at airports, and many other examples. Even we've seen lately the launch of staffless or employee-less stores, like on the photo I have here. This is from a little town called Weekend in Sweden. So this IT engineer opened up a staffless store, but customers can just come in, scan any items they want to buy, and leave the store, and the amount will be deducted from their accounts automatically. So the point I'm trying to take across here is that people are already accustomed to self-service and they are expecting it from companies. In fact, in a survey that LifeRay did in 2019, 81% of customers said that they tried to solve the problems they had with the company, with their service or the product, before contacting a representative on the phone or via email. At the same time, the number that doesn't please us is that only 48% of companies' customer service interaction began with self-service at that time. As we can see, there's a considerable gap between the people that want to use self-service and the companies that provide this service to their customers. And to make things even more interesting, is Gartner is predicting that by 2022, 85% of all customer service interactions will start with self-service, and that customer self-service will make up for 64% of all customer engagement. And these are some numbers that are pretty amazing, and we cannot ignore them. To me, they're saying that there's no other choice for companies than to invest in self-service. And a successfully implemented self-service channels has multiple benefits, both for the customer and the company. For example, you get to have much less customer service calls because people can start resolving issues with your service and your product online without ever contacting a representative. People get a shorter response time, so they solve their issue much quicker. In turn, you get lower service costs because we know that paying people to work on phones in customer service locations costs money versus having a digital self-serving portal where customers can use it. Also, when you have that on your website, that means that more people will visit it to try to solve their issues. So you get a growth in the number of visitors. You get more and better handled customer experience encounters, and in turn, the result is obvious. You get a growth in customer satisfaction, which we know results with growth in retention, more revenue, more referrals. People talk about your business, and you get new business in turn. I'd like to end this section with a really interesting quote from a Harvard Business Review report. It says that the cost of a do-it-yourself transaction is measured in pennies, while the average cost of a live service action via phone, email, or a web chat is more than $7 for B2C companies and more than $13 for B2B company. And they might sound meaningless when talking about one interaction, but if you multiply it by 100 customers, 1,000 customers, even 1 million customers, these amounts make a tremendous difference. Now, I believe that everyone here today with us is already aware of how important self-service is. That's why you signed up to hear today's webinar. But let's see how can actually insurance, banking, finance, and basically any other industry can use the power of digital self-service in their own customer experience. The first and most interesting thing that companies can do with a digital experience platforms such as LifeRay is create a more customer-focused web. That means that your website should serve the customer, not serve as a place where you showcase the latest financial reports of your company or brag about some company news, etc. But actually, the main point of your website, especially if you're into B2C, is to serve the customer. That means highlighting the most common needs of your customers and letting them help themselves. So in our cases, for example, if you're a bank, that means when somebody visits your website, they should be able to easily and quickly find how to open a bank account, how to take out a loan, maybe check their savings accounts, or if you're in insurance, then getting a quote for a policy, or maybe submitting a claim, making a payment, etc. Those are the features that you need to highlight up front. And a DXP like LifeRay can help you easily build these kind of customer-focused websites. Also, there's a difference in how we treat new visitors or potential customers and existing customers. So if a new person visits our website for the first time, we like to showcase our main services and products. While if we have a returning customer, somebody that's has an account with us and has an open profile, then we might want to direct him or her directly to their profile where they can see their active products, active policies, active bank accounts, etc. And they can easily upgrade, downgrade, or purchase another service from our company. It's also important in today's world where we know that more than 80% of web browsing sessions happen by a mobile device, to provide a unified experience across channels. That means that regardless of your customer coming from a desktop, from a laptop, a mobile device, a tablet, they should be greeted with the same experience, unified experience. It doesn't matter where they log in from, they need to be able to complete the same actions, the same features, the same services that your company provides digitally. What's also very interesting is that using a digital experience platform, you're able to offer a personalized experience. This is done by creating segments or groups of users with similar characteristics. So you can create a group of people that are in a similar age range, for example, have visited different kind of pages on your site. So you maybe have a blog with different kind of articles. You can create a group of people that read a specific topic, or maybe you can create a group of people that visit your site very often or very rarely. So once you define those characteristics and create the segments that have a common denominator, let's call it, you can then create a different experience on the web or the mobile for them. That means, for example, let's say if you're an insurance company, you get a group of people that are in an age range, let's say above between 30 and 50, and you get from the cookie on their device browsing sessions, you can get stuff like LifeRay. You can get data on stuff like what kind of pages they read, what kind of articles they read. So let's say you get a group of people that are between that age and they have read 3 or more articles on the topic around family insurance. Then when they visit your website, you can greet them with a personalized homepage that highlights family insurance plans. And every other customer or customers in different segments, when they visit the same page, the same website, they get a different personalized experience. And you can really quickly and easily do this even without development resources. Your marketing team can quickly build out these segments. If the DXP is implemented correctly, they can easily and quickly create these experiences and launch them within days from coming up with the idea. Now, for me, the most interesting feature of these self-service channels is a self-serving portal. In this case, you can create a portal where the customer can complete an action from end to end by themselves, or at least a big part of the action. In the example I have here, it's about a car insurance company. It gives the customer the ability to submit a claim entirely via digital means. That means they log into their account, they open up a new claim, then they enter the details about their accident, so what kind of car they were driving, or even the system will know that if they're an existing customer, you will have in your database what kind of car they have, so they don't even have to enter that one. So enter stuff like the location of the accident, maybe a textual description, any details about like other vehicles involved in the accident, pictures of the accident, etc. So all the information needed to process a claim can be, the customer can do it by themselves from the comfort of their home. And at the end, an agent just needs to review and approve or decline the claim. And even that's just the first step. In the near future, AI algorithms will be able to process and analyze the claim by themselves using a given set of rules and decide whether they approve or decline. And this is not something very futuristic. A lot of insurtech companies are already working on such algorithms. Some of them are already using them actually in some, maybe not in life insurance, but in property or casualty sector, they are already using this kind of algorithm to completely automate the entire process. And as you can see, the benefits are enormous on both sides. For the customers, you get you increase their satisfaction. They get the job done faster. They don't have to go to your office to do the claim. They don't have to wait in queues. They don't have to listen to a boring phone melody while waiting for a representative. So they are more likely to come back again, use other services from you, or recommend you to friends. On the side of your company, you get to reduce costs. So you don't have to have a enormous force of people talking on the phone all the time, people that are retyping paper documents into the computer regarding a claim, or taking pictures of destroyed cars, etc. So all of this can be cut down, and you can focus your human force on more creative and more value-adding activities in your company. You can also, if you're using a self-serving portal, another interesting thing that you can do with it is enable customers to track the progress of their activities. According to the Swedish Quality Index report from last year's, one of the most frustrating aspects of insurance claims was that the customer is kept in the dark, meaning that they don't know the status of their claim and what's the next step they need to take and when they can get their money back. Using digital self-service can help you not just automate the process, but also create a tracking dashboard for your customers, very similar to one we have for tracking a shipment from Amazon, for example. So then the customer can see what's the next step in the process, when they can expect a call, let's say, when they can expect their money deposited on their account, etc. And in this way, putting light on the process and being more transparent and letting the customer know how much you care about them and how much you're trying to help them with their claim. Once customers start using self-service, you'll start generating a lot more data about them, meaning you'll start to know much more stuff about your customers, and they'll be put into databases which you can use for different purposes. One of them is creating what we like to call 300 degrees view of your customers in a kind of a web-based profile. So this profile can be used by customers to see their status, to see current and past policies, to see their bank account, to see their savings. They can upgrade plans, downgrade plans, or even repurchase last year's insurance. At the same time, your agents, your employees, even your partners can also see these profiles. Of course, a limited version because we have to care about customer privacy and respecting laws, but some kind of publicly available information for your customers. And they use this information to maybe create customized packages. So if they know that the customer has home insurance and life insurance for the kids, but they have a car but haven't taken out insurance for that one, they can create a customized package for them and offer it to the customer, increasing the relevancy and the chances of getting that sale. Of course, as I said, using self-service means more data generated. More data generated means more powerful analytics for your company. Better analytics increases your ability to be relevant for your customers. And of course, the more relevant you are, the more revenue and the more growth for your business you will achieve. Some of the main benefits from analytics dashboard that LifeRay, for example, can provide, like the one of the screenshot here, is you get a better understanding of your customer needs, which gives you insights to innovate new products, new finance products, new insurance products, and deliver them to your customers. You can see which areas are lacking in results, in performance, so you can focus more salespeople on specific fields, let's say auto insurance or health insurance. You can forecast and predict numbers for the strategy and planning purposes for next quarter, next year. So you know if you need to hire more people, if you need to focus more budget in a certain area, or maybe diversify your products, etc. And also, of course, to show real results as a sales agent to your boss, or maybe to your clients, or maybe you're from a company perspective to your shareholders, so you can prove that what you are doing is bringing revenue and growth to your business. An interesting aspect and sometimes overlooked is that, especially in today's unfortunate time with the pandemic we have in the world, is that digital channels and digital self-service can help you in situations like this one, provide the service to your customers via digital channels, and in turn avoid people visiting your banks, people visiting your offices, making them waiting in queues and crowds, because we know that that's something we want to avoid at all costs in these times, especially with the groups of older people, retired people, people with higher risks on their health, etc. So providing a digital self-service can help you enable these customers and practically any customers at this current time to get the services that your company provides without having them to visit a physical location. As an added bonus, enabling this also helps people with disabilities who are limited in terms of visiting physical locations, and this will help your present your company as a more socially responsible company, which is something we should all strive for, not just now, but at any time in history. Okay, so some theory. Now let's go a little bit into practice and see how two very successful insurance companies has used digital self-service capabilities to provide even better, even more human-centric experience to their customer. So the first customer spotlight is Allianz. They are, as you all know, one of the largest insurance providers in the world. When they contacted LifeRay, they were having challenges with their customer online offering. It was lagging behind in overall functionality compared to their main competitors. At the same time, they were facing competition from innovative new insurance, like I said, those insurtech companies that were providing very technologically advanced services to their customers. They wanted to create a new website that allows visitors to interact with the company and make purchases of their products and services as easy and hassle-free as possible. Implementing LifeRay's digital experience platform enabled them to quickly and easily build a more secure online environment with a centralized access to the personal profiles of every customer. Through a single online identity, they could use to log in from desktop, from laptop, from mobile, anywhere, literally. And then customers could see an aggregated list of their policies, of their quotes, They could renew policies. They could make payments to their bills. They could see a history of all their quotes and applications they had in the past. Even the agents from Allianz could see these and create custom products for their customers. They could edit personal details. They could get alerts for billing and many other benefits. The results of these projects were, as I said, the single point of access. So for the customers, one online entity for accessing all their insurance activities. Much greater convenience for the users. So they got billing and renewal alerts, even for non-Allianz policies. They can add insurance policies from different providers into the Allianz profile and even get the alerts from there as well. And of course, integrating the DXP platform with their legacy systems. So it was built on top and integrated with existing databases and data sources to provide a seamless experience to their customers on any digital channel they would visit. My next interesting story is about one of the largest reinsurance companies in the world. Unfortunately, I can't say their name. We're under contract, but you probably might recognize it. So anyway, they contacted Elite around 5 years ago, wanting to create a cost-effective solution that will at the same time give them a competitive advantage, but also it could be customized for the needs of all their distribution partners. They have a network of local insurance companies that resell their insurance products throughout Europe. So now we help them develop we call it a B2B2C digital insurance cloud platform. This platform was built on top of their complex legacy systems, so they didn't have to start from scratch or try to break down their existing IT systems. The cloud platform was built on top of their existing systems, existing databases, and we're using data and resources from there to deliver the service to their end customers. At the same time, the solution was following all laws and regulations again around insurance and was in compliance with the existing business processes at the client. The platform could also be sold as a white label platform, which means that it enabled it enables insurance resellers to quickly expand life while staying in charge of their own approach, their own market, their own target audience, their own brand. So they could use their brand colors, their logo, etc. Everything that makes them a unique player on the market to use it on top of the platform and start selling insurance in a matter of days. As for the end customers, the digital platform, the cloud platform, enabled them to purchase insurance literally in minutes, from calculating their needs and the quote to submitting payment details online. Our goal was to provide the fastest and most effective insurance service on the market. The results after 5 years are pretty amazing. So at the moment, the platform is present in 10 markets worldwide. What's interesting is that all the data that is generated from customer interactions is owned by the platform. So it is in compliance with all GDPR and other data privacy regulations. There are more than 30 partners currently using the white label platform, selling life and health insurance products. And the customer reach throughout these partners is estimated at 93 million customers at the moment. So that was all from me. I'll hand over the stage to Ulrich now. He'll be talking a bit more about Elite International, who we are and how we've helped companies adopt digital transformation at finance, insurance, banking, and other industries as well. So Ulrich, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Christian, and hi to all you guys. It's always difficult, Christian, to take over from all this exciting stuff, but let me try to do it anyway. Just a little bit about Elite International. We consider ourselves to be a business technology and design company. And I reckon if you start Googling that, you won't find anything like that. But I'll get back to why this is important. But the most helicopter view, the highest helicopter view I can give you of what we do is we help customers create relevant experiences based on technology and business understanding and designing this in the right way. As Christian maybe said in the beginning, we are founded at the very early stage of when this whole digital transformation or digital focus started 7 years ago now. We are more than, I think it's more than 130 actually these days, of gathering people together in 6 different countries, having all the competencies and capabilities in-house in order to both integrate, build, and execute on our clients' focus areas. We partner, of course, with some of the world's largest and best companies within their different verticals. So does it mean that we're not Microsoft partner? No, it doesn't. Can we do Azure? Yes, we can. Do we know Google Cloud Platform? Yes. We have clients in China. Do they work with Alibaba? Yes, we can help with that as well. But we are focusing on this today, the channel of, or the whole journey of the digital experience and the digital experience platform. So Liferay is one of these, one of the best in the world. So let's continue to the next slide, where we've tried to put Liferay and all the capabilities, or all the functions Liferay have, and all the stuff they have built into this platform, which is based on, of course, a lot of research and many clients using this, and pool it together with what it is Elite can do, and we will help with everything to set up the right experience you want to create for your clients. And I think that's very important for everybody, whether you use whoever you use, that not only to purchase a product or do something or finish something, but actually to reinvent everything again and again and again. Use the technologies available. New strategy comes up in the company, maybe. How do you interact with this in terms of your customer journey going forward? So what we can do is we help people to build, execute, innovate the platform and the journey the clients need. One thing that's important also is we are in 6 countries, as I mentioned in the beginning. So we can support you in all over Europe. And people sometimes ask me, why are you not in the US or why are you not anywhere else? Well, our clients bring us to where we are. Today we are headquartered in Sweden, and we have, but our clients are all over the world, so to speak. And in a digital world where everything is about connecting to in the best possible way, I mean, we can support wherever you are as a company. Next slide, please. Everything we do in Elite and everything that pure digital companies should consider thinking about, at least, is to generate as much data, to gather as much data from your clients and users and employees as possible. When you have this data, you should really consider how do you create relevancy around the data. So the 2 first things in our equation here, data plus relevancy, if that can be built into a hamster wheel where when you have some data, you can personalize something for a client, then the client would maybe want to use your web or app or your service. By that, the client will give you more data, and by that, you'll be able to create more relevancy, personalized relevancy. And at the end of the day, data plus relevancy equals more revenue for you as a company. So everything you should consider doing when talking about digital journeys is, how do I get as much data as possible, and how do I use this data? Because a lot of companies, be that retail, be that the car company like Tesla, be that all companies, they get so much data, but they don't use it correctly. Just think about data from, if you go into a big supermarket chain, all the cameras that are sitting there, that's data. How do you use this data? Think about if you could actually use this data to create something more valuable for me as a director in the company, knowing, well, when we have Coca-Cola here, we can see that people go that way. We can see that people are this age and that old. If we have an insurance guy or an insurance company who can see that there's people between 18 and 27 years, they leave faster than other people. If we have a platform or an app where you can actually create even more relevancy, maybe doing kind of like frequent flyer programs for insurers. So if you have this insurance, we have an ecosystem of working together with this bank or that other community or company. So we'll give you more advantages and everything. What happens is that people want to use your platform and they want to give you more data, which again will give you more relevancy. So the whole equation here is really what this is all about: collecting data to build more relevance, which will help you grow. Next. So how do you, based on our experience, how do you do this? And Christian mentioned that we have been doing this for quite some interesting companies who had very difficult issues or pains. And what we often see is that the normal way of doing business is you have some kind of service or product, physical, and you can interact with them in a way, in a bank, for example, or if you're an insurer, you go out and talk to the client about what they have. How does their house look if it's a house insurance? How's my health if it's a life insurance, and so forth and so on. So the normal way is that is a long way from we have a company who has some products and services until it actually hits the client at the bottom and creating something. There's a lot of different steps in between in this value chain. You will see in the digital age we're going into that the value chains will get shorter or shorter, or there will be less and less players in the value chain who are going to be able to deliver services. So companies will try to eat as much as they can of this value chain, and then the ones who are good enough and agile enough to work on this, whatever the clients would like to do, are the ones who will win. So in the future, boom, fast forward, we all have to regard our future customers as a kind of a subscriber, where you would want to subscribe to your services. I want to subscribe to the bank. You think, subscribe to a bank? Yes, I want to be part of this bank. I pay a monthly fee, but the bank gives me some services in the sense that I can log into something that is relevant for me. So what is required for the journey from as is to be? That is a lot of understanding around business strategy, mega trends, things you want to do. That's the blue circle. That's the business development part. And then you, of course, need to be very good at understanding technology, and especially also new technology. Reason being that new technology comes up every week these days, and every time something new comes up, it will actually give you the possibility to integrate something maybe faster or smarter. So you need to be looking for somebody with a good technology background. And then again, a lot of people who we talk to are speaking about maturity. How does the organization work? How do we actually organize our people and processes if we want to go digital or even perform a transformation in the company? So in the beginning, I said Elite is a business technology design company. This is exactly the competencies we have gathered in order for us to be able to find that sweet spot in between the business technology and the organizational development circles. So to find and design that journey for your clients, how to do this in the best possible way. Yeah. Christian, yeah. And the way we have been using, or we have taught ourselves, is we call it the 5-step process on how to become digital or create a digital transformation. And it's actually, it's a longer talk about this, but more or less it's about how do we get to know you, something about you? How do you vision yourself, and how do you roadmap something? So the first 3 points are the actual ones that we start focusing on when we interact with clients. And the difference here is normally you would start strategizing with one of the big 5 companies, and then you would maybe do some visionizing yourself and do a roadmap, and then you will have somebody who needs to build something, and then you, at the end of that, you need somebody to run something for you. And there's a lot of different players in this. The whole idea of interacting with a business technology design company is that the people who works with pixels, customer design, how should a picture look, how should a click be, the people who know exactly how to code something, and the people who knows about the strategy will all be part of this journey together with you. So if you gather these things and set the process right, we have achieved what Christian mentioned here before about insurance companies. And another good thing about this model is it's not set in stone that in the next 3 or 5 years, this is what we built. It's a fluid model. So if something happens, like, for example, the pandemic, we can easily change something, change the ambition here, we can leverage it here, and then still reach the end of the day, the goal we set forward. So, but this is another, if anybody wants to hear more about this, I suggest that we do this offline. But this is the 5-step process. We have been very successful in integrating customer-centric platforms and systems over the last many years. I think, Christian, that was more or less on time. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, we're a little bit early, which is always a good thing. That leaves us room for questions. I'm quite, frankly, a little bit disappointed I didn't get any questions in the tab. Maybe we got a little bit of shy audience today. But either way, I hope that everyone enjoyed it as much as I did, and found at least some insight that they can use in their business from tomorrow on. And literally, while you were speaking, Ulrich, I remembered a lot of interesting examples, especially in these industries, which I said that at the beginning, that are usually perceived as slow adapters of innovation. But actually, the world is going forward, and it's getting more and more opportunities for all of the industries to get on the digital train and move forward. So a lot of finance companies are already doing this. So we get examples of, like, there's a really innovative insurer from New York. They are called Lemonade. So they started selling property insurance completely online. They don't have any physical offices. Everything they do is online. They even started integrating with services like booking and similar that rent places. So you can buy as an add-on property insurance to your rental. So you get insurtechs that are investing in telematics. So using sensors in cars to calculate how much a person is driving the car and in what way. Is it a safe driver, is it a risky driver, and adjust premiums based on the behavior of the customer. You get examples like, for example, our client is working on something like let's call it behavior-based insurance. So it's a little bit futuristic and innovative idea, but I'm pretty sure that in 10 to 15 years, we'll see that happening, where you're using health data of your customers, such as from smartwatches and other devices, to measure the activity of your customers and calculate on a monthly, even on a daily basis, the premium that customers pay for their insurance based on whether they live a healthier, more active lifestyle or a more sedentary, more riskier lifestyle, and then literally giving the benefit to the customer of paying based on how they use their product and service. So I don't know, for me, it's a really exciting future, and I think that technology providers like Liferay, like AWS, and all of the other partners we have along with companies that can help you put the strategy into realization, like ourselves. If you combine those, you can really create something innovative and bring and deliver what we like to call a more human-centric experience to our customers, even in today's fully digital world.
Yeah.
So,
Christian, can I ask something as well about the client you are mentioning? The whole idea of being able to automate something, the whole idea of saving the billions you are focusing on with the interaction of $7 or $13 per client. The technology will close the gap how to optimize products. And this morning, actually, I had a 3-hour session with a Danish insurance company where we also discussed how they want to create a new ecosystem around their clients to be able to generate more relevance. And they are working on setting up a platform. Or they want to set up a platform where all the data can come in, so they can use AI to be able to create automated underwriting. Let's say if you're a bank or something, you can actually say, if I log in, it could swiftly give me a bank loan, or you can swiftly get an insurance based on the algorithm and the AI behind. Also, we discussed something about fraud detection. If you're an insurance company, we are focusing on this right now. There's a lot of things going on where they're losing a lot of money, and the whole technology, the predictive, the analytics, the machine learning you can do, coupled with artificial intelligence, will be able to set a new fraud detection scheme. So there's a lot of different things we're working on. Even take the case. If you crash into me, Christian, I'll just take a photo of your car license plate, my car license plate, and we could even just film what happened, and the cognitive services and everything could be so fluently. So it will say this cost you 3,300 euros to fix, and you can say yes, please. Boom, money is on your account. Do it yourself. Case closed. All these automated things is what the technology will enable you to do. If it's done correctly. Yeah, it's just some examples.
Completely. I'm very excited about the future. So if you guys are as well, we'd love to join us for some of our upcoming next webinars events. So follow LifeRay, follow Elite International on LinkedIn. We share updates all the time. And I hope I'll see you in another opportunity. So we will send you the recording of this webinar via email. You can share it with your friends, colleagues, etc., and rewatch it on your own convenience. And yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed it. So that will be all from us. We'll close the session now. Thank you for sticking up with us, and I hope you got some new knowledge and insights from today. Bye.
Thank you.